Welcome back, you beautiful people, to my channel, Isaac of the Dead. Now I know last week I was a bit crazy to say the least. Maybe I don't know. Look, I was going through a lot of emotions, but just know that I have not strayed from the course. I still think that Amazon's Rings of Power is really good. It's really holding up, but let's be clear, Amazon. You don't get to call fans racist, alright? You don't get to call fans racist, just like everybody else. So I say, cut that shit out. But I'm here again. I'm about to go back on that grind. So look, Amazon, just be careful when you call people racist before, they even see your show or while they're seeing your show, because that really turns down viewers. And by episode 4, a lot of people start tuning out. I was pretty tempted myself, but you know what? I'm determined to see this through the end, just for you. And I know that whole racist thing, I know you were just playing, Amazon. I know you ain't really about that. And for those of you who think that's a legit thing, let me just say this. I got a couple bars for you, Dog, that's bait for the piggies. I don't worship false gods if they look and dress like Mickey. Just keep those words locked inside your brain. These people don't actually mean what they say. But I know y'all want my thoughts on this next episode where all people tuned out. Just kidding. So without further ado, let's get into it. This is a spoiler warning, I guess, if you're still latching onto this somehow. Alright, so let's do this. The episode opens up with the Queen Regent, Rosario Dawson, holding other women's babies. That's right, stolen babies. She's holding the same baby that was in American Sniper. I'm actually glad to see that wooden doll baby from American Sniper is actually getting more work than Daisy Ridley. She goes around talking about these babies' futures and whatnot, but it ends up getting interrupted by a jump cut to a scene from the 2012 movie with John Cusack. They splice it into Middle Earth at this weird moment as CRT Uhura just kind of holds the baby and looks out the window at all this flowing water coming at her. I mean, this woman literally watches the water flow towards her and just waits for it to come. Woman, what do you think is going to happen when the water gets to you? And you're still holding another woman's baby. She actually doesn't even flinch until the water hits her directly in the face. But it turns out it's just a dream, so none of it really mattered anyway. Yeah. But I did have a few questions. Where's the mother? By standing there, do you think the water's just going to stop? It doesn't even matter. It was a dream sequence. I'm spending too much time on this anyway. So we go through this whole, sequence of everybody in Numenor not trusting Galadriel. Well, you shouldn't. She's a bitch. A politician that looks like a full head of hair Jack Murphy goes around Numenor trying to play the, smart politician, gets called out in public, and the guy who calls him out's like, I just want to be clever. So he responds saying, I don't want cleverness, I want wisdom. Alright, can y'all explain to me what this scene means and why I should care? Then we actually get to the Numenorians going all xenophobic about them elves. They're like, oh, the elves are about to come over here to Numenor, take our job. You're gonna take our job. You're gonna take the you're gonna take the job. They're all chanting, elf lover, elf lover. The elves have longer lifespans and they don't get tired. They're gonna come take your job. Bro, Galadriel was literally gassing out after swimming like Leah Thomas, but then she got saved by water. Remember that? I don't know, it doesn't matter anyway. This guy that looks like Jack Murphy, actually his name is R. Farazan. Or we're just going to call him full head of hair, not Donald Trump. He's like, my fellow Numenorians, we have built a seawall. We have kept them all out. It is time to make Numenor great again. After basically calling everybody in Numenor a freaking idiot, they all just follow him. They're like, oh, this guy's so smart. He's so smart. So Elendil's useless daughter, Earache, comes across a guy named Kemen, but I don't care for K's. K's trigger me. So we're just going to call him Simon. So Earache and Simon have a love triangle thing going on, or a relationship thing going on. I really don't care. It's useless anyway, bro. So Galadriel talks to Rosario Dawson, Queen Regent, and the two of them are discussing about how Numenor needs to join the fight against the Southlands because the South will eventually rise again, I guess. And the Queen Regent uses more logic to put together the fact that Halbrand might not be actually who he says he is. They address Elendil saying, oh, I guess Elendil's a good lord then, huh? And then Elendil's like, oh, well, maybe. And they're like, shut up, you stupid man. You're ruining the Bechtel test here. Elendil, bro, don't talk while the women are stroking each other off, okay? It's not safe. Of course, Galadriel tries her best to convince Queen Regent to join the fight against the clan orcs. She, of course, refuses to do so, so then Galadriel goes into full Karen mode. Uh-oh, Rey is big mad. After pissing off Rey and turning her into full Karen mode, she literally asks Tar Miriel for her manager, her father, the king. Apparently that pisses her off to no end, Jack Burton. And then these two bitches basically talk and like just thrust each other's egos, and it just goes on for what feels like 10 minutes. Bro, I know they just want a scissor. They talk about joining a fight together. I'm gonna just say a big LOL to that. Then we get the great line from the trailer. There's a Tempest in me. So much Tempest. Look at all that Tempest. You see the eyes of this Tempest maker? So much Tempest. I wonder what that Tempest is. Is it penis envy? Tacos? Stomach grumblies? Too many Numenor oysters? A baby? Did Halbrand get her pregnant just by looking at her? Doesn't matter. Karen Galadriel eventually got herself canceled and put into jail right next to Halbrand. Hell man, they even got her mugshot. I think. Do they have mugshots? They might as well. Meanwhile, sirens cause Enceldor to screw up his boat test, and the captain of the boat basically kicks him off the Buccaneers. And it's not just him, it's his friends too. And when they go back to the island of Numenor, they're like, Enceldor, why is your white privilege so annoying? There is a lot of white privilege in this episode, let me tell you, man. So, you remember in the last episode when they were talking about that Adar character? Bro, I didn't know... Hold on. When I first saw this guy, I thought, yo, is that Bill Moseley? What? I didn't know they were trying to make us believe that freaking Chop Top Sawyer was going to be Sauron. Of course, I call bullshit on that. So the name of Don Lemonade's, like his actual name, is Arondirrrrr. But since I like the YouTuber name European Lore, that's a shout out to European Lore, I'm going to call him Arondirrrrr. And Arondirrrrr was born by the Mississippi River. Everybody's like, oh my god, is Chop Top Mosley Sauron? No, dog, another bait and switch. You ain't going to get it right until you realize it's the sexy boy Sauron boy there, freaking Halbrand. You idiots. I don't know where all these migrants are coming from, but Persian MILF is bringing them in like a girl boss. I mean, you slay queen. Dora and Boots go out to look for food and help. But then Sissy Boy sees like one dead animal and decides to puss out. Bro looking like an average Hollywood racist character. And this fool runs away as clan orcs are attacking Dora. So you know what Dora's best defense against these clan orcs is? Swiper, no swiping. After the swiper, no swiping thing doesn't work, he goes to his backpack, and pulls out the evil lightsaber that we got to see in like the first 2 episodes. And he uses this nice little sword to defend himself before he falls into a well. Once he goes into the well, he dips into the water, comes out of the water. Now he goes from Dora looking into Samara from the ring. Gring, gring, gring. Hello? 7 days. Yeah, I don't want to wait that long. Bye. Click. There's another scene with Granny Grimbor and Femron basically sharing like a Golden Girls scene. And you know what? I'm going to be pretty legit with you, man. After all that I've seen with Disa, she seems like a really decent character. Like, legit, no lie. She seems like the best character on the show, and I just want to be very nice about it. Can't say too much about the actress, but the character just is the most redeemable character out of all of this, I believe. I'm being as genuine as I can possibly be with this character, if I'm being honest with you. But she lies to Fenron, basically defending her man, and you know what? I actually dig that. I dig that. But Femron knows that she's lying about something, and so is Durin. He eventually finds out by watching them from afar because he's got some sort of interracial midget fetish. So then Femron goes to this cave in, the Khazad-dûm, I believe, and just kind of like does this, jerking off the wall, basically until it opens. Once it opens, we see a dwarven underground railroad. Then Durin catches him and forces him to take an oath not to share what he learns inside this little cave. And they spend a lot of time on this. They emphasize, look, don't talk about what you heard here today. You know, this is between us. Our friendship will depend on your oath, on your trust. Yeah, keep that in mind. So that's when capital Elrond swears upon a literal rock to keep his oath to Durin, or Durin of Ricada Law. Then we find out that the dwarves found vibranium. Just kidding, it's mithril. But they're treating this shit like it's vibranium. As Durin explains it, Disa was just kind of, mumbling around one day and she came across this vibranium mithril. I thought that was an interesting choice to have Disa be the one that discovers the mithril. What you trying to say? Yeah, it's definitely vibranium. So you remember a couple episodes back when old dwarfen guy shows Triple H that little chest and it was really shiny? Yeah, I thought that was going to be the kidney stone, but it turns out it was just mithril. I was wrong. I'll take the L on that one, Femron. So after sharing this top secret vibranium discovery and then forcing Femron to swear an oath, capital Elrond is sitting there holding the mithril on his fingers, right? And Durin's like, you can keep it. And it's like, really? He's going to keep it? After spending like 10 minutes swearing an oath to not sharing anything? Like, dude, what if he loses it? What if it gets stolen? Then you're shit out of luck. And all you've done is waste my time as a viewer. I'm just, it's still the greatest show ever. You idiot. I'm not going to lie, though. This is the most average stuff it's been, and I can't hate it too much. I just think it's so freaking bland. But the sentiment was nice, though, and then there was an earthquake. I don't know why we're still focusing on earache and semen love, but we're still doing it. So while in the cell together, Off-Brand tries to calm down Galadriel's Tempest by using logic. But as far as I'm concerned, he needs to just shut his penis-having mouth and check his privilege. But feminazi Galadriel's so dumb that she literally needs mansplaining to devise a plan to get middle-aged Zendaya to work with her. That's when not Numenorian Donald Trump comes in to try and take away Galadriel for like a trial or something. This 90-pound girl just manhandles 3 armored guards and shoves them into her cell. It's all cutaway. We don't actually see it happen, but it's assumed that it happens. I don't know. You go, girl. But then she smirks at Trump Farazan like she's freaking Brie Larson, bro. How much more of a bitch do you need to be for me to not like you? And Seldor gets slammed by his sister, Earache, and basically an earache. But he's more ashamed about it than she is. So, I mean, I guess if you're so self-hating, then why should I bother watching the show any longer? Of course, their conversation is interrupted by Karen Elf has escaped. This crazy lady, she climbs up a whole damn tower in like a corset, in a dress. I don't know how she did it, but she's playing Assassin's Creed over here. So this Karen Elf is really going out of her way to get to the manager, right? Gets to the top of the tower and finds out that the king of Numenor, basically has monkeypox. After seeing that, I guess the two bitches are now friends because Galadriel had to step back and check her own privilege once she found out that, oh no, the king has monkeypox. Middle-aged Zendaya explains the elf xenophobia in Numenor, but, like, just stop. Then they introduced the Palantir, which was that little orb that you probably saw in the original Peter Jackson trilogy that was used by Saruman. So they play a little bit of Wizard of Oz, where like the witch has the orb, the seeing ball, you know what I'm saying? The seeing orb. So the Queen Regent has a Palantir thing, and she tells Galadriel, hey, look, touch my balls. So Galadriel puts her hand on it, and she can see the future. She saw the same future that the Queen Regent saw with the spliced in 2012 edit coming in. With all that, flooding. Global warming, I guess. So this whole cutaway to a disaster movie is actually the effect of Galadriel being a part of a prophecy that ends Numenor. So they talk and they scissor each other's egos and they use all their intersectionalism to try and convince each other, man, it'd be really great if we led a all-female army of Numenorians and elves to go fight all the racists in the Southlands. So then Dor pops out of the well and plays hide and seek with the border patrol. It's not long before his black stepdad, Arondirrrrr, saves him, and then there's a whole goose chase down the forest where all the clan orcs are like, we're gonna get you, boy. We gonna get you, boy. So then the clan orcs chase Geralt of Jamaica into the forest until the sun comes up, and they just stop. They just stop at the edge of the forest and don't go any further. Disa sings to the rocks inside of Khazad-dûm to prevent all the dwarves underground from being crushed. George the Giant Slayer had something in one of his videos that was really funny, but I don't want to say it here. I'd rather you go see that. I'll try and find it, put a link in the description if I can. That's a shout out to George the Giant Slayer. I think he's a pretty cool dude. And if you look closely at Disa's arms, you can see that on her wrists, she's got negabands, man. Does that mean that Disa is somehow related to Miss Marvel? Bro, that's a whole new line of conspiracy theory that I just want to go down the rabbit hole for and then just shill like a freaking lunatic. Oh, by the way, y'all dwarves, y'all worship rocks, you idiots. So then something happens that I actually didn't expect was gonna happen. Fathers and the patriarchy are actually respected in this episode. Both Elrond and Durin and Disa actually all respect the male patriarchs of their story arcs, their characters. I'm sure all the Tolkien scholars probably hated doing this scene too. And you know what? Durin and his father hash it out like men, and I gotta be honest with you, it was actually a really good scene. It was like the one shiny gem and a nice pile of smelly shit. I mean, I gotta be fair when I can. I'm gonna say, you know what? It was a pretty good scene. Don't hold me against the wall for it, though. So Chop Top Sauron told Arondirrrrr to send a message to all the other surviving characters that this Adar Chop Top Sauron guy is going to be attacking them sometime if they don't submit or whatever bad guys, talk about. So Don Lemon told AOC that evil Alex Stein was coming to Middle-earth. Mowgli makes it back safe to his Persian MILF mom, but then he comes across a MAGA supporter who's like got the dark mark of Voldemort. And he's like, have you heard of Lord Voldemort? And Mowgli's like, don't say his name. He who must not be named. It's off-brand. So you got that chicken, unbreaded. So Galadriel finally gets what she wants. She wants to be voted off Numenor, so she finally gets what she wants. And she acts like a total bitch the whole time. She's like, thank you, goodbye, bye everybody, bye. And there's a bunch of Numenorian guards on the boat that are trying to prevent her from jumping off like she did the first time when she tried to sail to Valinor. This freaking lunatic Karen is just aching to jump off any boat she comes on. Oof, that might get clipped. But you know what? That prophecy is getting a little bit too accurate for the times. When the white privilege tree starts shedding its leaves, it's time to go to the voting polls, y'all. Through a whole montage of like voiceover and exposition. Oh, Numenorians must join the fight. Turns out Galadriel made her way off the boat. She jumped off and she's back at Numenor, convincing everybody to fight. Way to go, you freaking Mary Sue. All of Numenor, including fake Donald Trump Ar-Pharazôn, caves to cancel culture and is like, all right, time to go fight some Southlanders. Time to go join the fight against MAGA orcs. MAGA orcs. Keep that in your mind. MAGA orcs. And they're all like, oh, Captain, my Captain. We're halfway through this series, bro. It's halfway over. As much as I was mad at Amazon for calling all of us fans racist for shilling for Amazon, or not liking Amazon's Rings of Power, whatever it was, I've decided to cool down and I've decided to go back on my scoring system. I've noticed that I'm not getting paid as much for these reviews. I know that I've just started, but that shouldn't matter. I should be getting a lot of attention and money for saying good things about this, regardless of my status. I am entitled because of my own personal white privilege that I will refuse to acknowledge until I actually get paid. Right now, dog, I'm just having fun roasting this shit. But I do have to be fair to Amazon because they are a very small company. And I just decided, I'm going to let the little guy have this one. And I think just like last week when I didn't give a score last week, I'll give you an 8 out of 10 for last week, Amazon. This week, it's a little better. There's actually some stuff that I liked. So you know what? I'm going to give this one a good solid 10 out of 10, Amazon. 10 out of 10. This one, I'm doing it out of pity, though. I'm doing it out of straight up pity. Because I know a lot of people are going to be tuning out after this episode. Most people have jobs, most people have kids, most people go to school. A lot of people are still trying to figure out what pronoun they use. Doesn't matter. I know exactly my place and it's right here. Shilling for Amazon. Just stop calling us racist. It's not. Please don't. So I know this was kind of a short one, or at least I hope it was short. The editing will tell me differently, but we'll see. But I hope you enjoyed it. So if you did, please like, share, subscribe. If you didn't, go in the comments and hate me and dislike Give me all the interaction I need right now. If you don't like me, that's cool. I want you to tell me to my face. Tell me in the comments. Show the world that you hate me. I need the interaction. But if you do like it and you do like me, please share with all your friends. Share with your family. I will stay nice for your family. I actually enjoy doing this quite a bit, and the more people that jump on board with liking my videos gives me more motivation to do it. That's what I'll say. Check this out. Sarcasm is the body's natural defense against stupid. That doesn't apply here, but I just wanted you to see the t-shirt. Anyway, thank you for watching the video, fam. You know, I'll see you in the next one. Maybe see you sooner than that. I might have stuff on my mind before then. I have no idea. But my schedule's kind of whack right now, so we'll see. But I'm having a lot of fun, you know what I'm saying?